Hello everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. I didn't get much of anything code-wise done yesterday, but I did get a big chunk of design together. So today, the goal is to rework our player controller code so that it's dynamic, easier. Easier isn't the right word. Extensible. Basically, we're gonna have we're gonna set up some sort of stack. We're gonna set up like a player control stack where we have a system to push and pop control layers, and each control layer is going to be defined separately, is my plan. I hope is the plan. We're also going to have in that a base control layer that can't be popped off. So that's so we're going to be working on, so we can get rid of our camera cursor. We're not going to be working in the unit system or even in our game source today. We're going to be starting in our base player controller. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, we're going to be starting in our player controller. And so my hope is that I can stick a lot of this into into actor components. I think I can. So we'll need to see what we can do about that. Yeah. Oh, I am. Sorry, I'm already feeling just a little overwhelmed. Okay, public add directory. And this here is going to be player controller components. Hush. Player controller components, and we're gonna go here and add an Unreal class that'll be an actor component. Brain. Player controller components. This is going to be base RTS controller. So this is going to be like base RTS gameplay. Yeah. So our base RTS gameplay, the goal here is we want to rejigger all of this code into my brain. I thought I moved that into my RTS player pawn. Pitch curve. No, that's pan curve. Okay. Panning. Zoom. Okay. So our base RTS gameplay. We get all of this in here. We're gonna need an interface here that I haven't mentally designed yet. So under public, we're going to add a directory, interfaces, and in there we're going to add a new Unreal class, which is going to be an interface, and this here is going to be player controller component. So the big thing about our player controller component is that it needs to void enable, that's going to be virtual void enable equals 0, virtual void disable equals 0. Gonna be set up input component. This interfaces can go away. What do we use in here? We can pass in a subsystem and an enhanced input component. And this. Cool. What else? So we need an enable and a disable so that we can enable and disable the tick. It's actually going to take in a T weak pointer. And a T weak pointer. Is that it? An enable, disable, and setup input component? I think that's a good start. So we're now going to be an iPlayer controller component, not you. Base RTS gameplay.h is now going to be a public boom. Okay. You don't need to store the subsystem because you're going to be the base gameplay component, but components that we can add and remove will go in, and it will have to be added and will have to be stored and placed into enable and disable. Okay, we pop into here, we take all of this, pop it into there. If subsystem is valid, pin dash, yeah. auto. Okay. Okay, all of that. We then are gonna grab all of this and gonna bring all of these functions over into our pop this over here. And then we go over to our base player controller. We go on input started. This is going to be work that needs to... Anyway, on pan triggered, on zoom triggered, add modifier triggered. Okay, we can now pop you back into the add const. Okay. All of this is kind of just broken. Okay, hit result under cursor, get player state, get pawn, get viewport size, set mouse location. Okay. Oh. Now for the other bit of fun, up in here we need to go up to our player tick and grab all of this. That can be brought in, bring in our math util, viewport size, deproject, get mouse position. Yup. So, we have a bunch of things we need to fix. Bunch of information we need to get access to. Inside of not the base player controller. Why am I already struggling? Okay, so our issues are get viewport size, set mouse location. Get pawn, get player state. Get hit result under cursor. Get platform user ID. deproject mouse position to world. Get mouse position, player. So you don't need any of those, and you don't need any of this. Yeah! Look at all that red. Woo! Player tick. This begin play. Begin play needs to be moved over. Get pawn, get player state. Same. None of this matters in here. And none of this exists anymore. Yeah, we have an empty player controller. Woo! What happens if we have this add an A player controller? No. A T weak pointer to an A player controller. And we add that to our that. Which then means we need to add that there. Yeah. Which then means we need to add that there. And we need to store the T weak pointer to an A player controller. A player controller. And we do this. You can be const. Yep, sure, we can do that. Const means this doesn't change coming back. So yeah. So how much of this? Okay, we also need to then get a const auto controller equals player controller dot pin if not controller return. No. Oh, whoops. Okay, that fixed up all of those issues. Heck yeah, that's simple. So you are now going to need a U property. This is going to be a T set, and it's going to be a T set of I player controller components. No. So we're gonna have and so in, I think we go in begin play, we're then going to do const auto controller components equals get related singleton component, which is going to be an I player controller component, U player controller component, and it's going to be this. Oh, it's going to be T-script interface of those. Yeah. T-script interface of those. Much better. And this isn't singleton. This, actually, we need to make a new one of these. Template class interface, u interface, static t array of t script interface get related components. Now we can just do just return. No, we can't. Okay. That's U actor components. We need to so for each component in components, yeah. So now in here, it's going to be get related components from this. And then we can really just go yeah. It's components, yep. So then up in here, let me just real quick check. Setup input, not this, setup input component before begin play. That's what I thought. So that's what I was worried about. So we're gonna have to do. We're gonna do this in here, and then we need to do some work to get the things. Get K. Check out our bass player component. .cpp. Yeah. So it's then going to be blep tab t weak pointer u enhanced input input local player subsystem. Now that's the problem. Step input subsystem equals no bop bop. And then we need now do this, right? I don't. Fine. We're just gonna go into here, and these aren't gonna be weak pointers. They're just gonna be pointers. There we go. Okay, fine. We'll... build, fixed one thing. This debug player controller is no longer base player controller. This is now going to be a base RTS, U-base RTS gameplay. You don't... Okay. Um... Do I think that am I happy with the code? I think I am. I think I'm happy with the changes that I've made. This stuff is now... the player controller is now modular. We don't yet have the capabilities to control the player controller. So that's something I still need to work through. We're going to need to add a new interface to that player controller that allows us to push and pop state onto it. Push state onto and pop state off of it, to be specific. So we know there's one in those two. I'm just gonna make a guess anyway. Okay. Mastery of 15. Yeah, 15. Yeah. So it is the real number. Great. Love it. So yeah, once we can push and pop state to and from so there's a few things that we need to do. We need a method to... Why? That's not what I... We need a method to, from the blueprint definition, define more information about each of these states, each of these controllers. It could be a string name. I don't love strings. But also, are enums extensible? I'll need to play around with that. If enums are extensible, then we'll have a base control enum, and then you'll be able to extend it? That doesn't feel right. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound like what I want. No. And it's not necessarily that it doesn't sound like what I want. It doesn't sound like a good choice. Maybe I could do it with a data table? I need to learn about those at some point. But the good news is that the player controller is now modular. It's just not controllably modular. Fun place to be. So once I get it controllably modular, what's the next step then? Well, the next step then is testing. Like, I probably should get in game and test that everything works right now. Yeah, I probably should get in game and test and verify that everything works. And then the next step is to make the modularity controllable. That's going to be a new interface. Yeah, it's going to be a new interface. The new interface will need to take in something. Probably, like, where I'm leaning towards a string right now, even though I hate doing this sort of extensibility with strings. It just leads to problems. Mastery 16! And that's the next thing we'll work on. We'll test, and then we'll work on the interface to make this modular. So to make the change that I just made meaningful, effectively. Because right now, it's cool. If it works fully, it's cool. But it's not super useful. So we need to take it from just being cool and not super useful to super useful. Great. Great. Yeah, okay, so that was gross. Wow. Okay, so I didn't need to play another game, but we started it, so here we are. Our goal here is to make, we make the player controller okay. Collect 14 honor points. What's that about? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top right corner is not fun. Okay. Okay, there's not gonna be one there. I think there's gonna be... Okay, fine. And I lost. That corner, what was up with that corner? God, that's annoying. GG. GG, awesome. That was a match. Why am I so bad right now? ba 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 ba. Go. Nope. I lost. Ah! Three more games. No, we're done. We're done for now. I need to... Let's get in game. Let's verify that everything still works. I need to hook stuff back up in Unreal. Okay, we now have a blueprint. This is going to need to be a BP base RTS. What did I name it? Base RTS gameplay. Why? Oh, because you're not... Blueprint editor. We want to add a base RTS gameplay. Pan curve. This is gonna be like 1, 10, 1. That might actually be 0.1. Pan, zoom, rotate, click select, click move, add modifier. Okay, file save. We now pop into our top-down blueprints, our debug player controller. We delete that. Cancel. You need to be I don't need that debug functionality right now. cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It works. Our system works. Okay. So, we don't need you. We don't need you. In here, we need a few. We're gonna need a few more things. We're gonna need a. We need to retrieve. So it's gonna get a virtual bool is base controller equals 0, and we're gonna have a virtual f string and get a bit of get identifier equals 0. So that's the net. This is gonna be how we switch between control modes. And I need to keep thinking. GG. Find opponent. 2 more. Hi, Bodu. Enjoying your time in the top on the front page. Okay, that's just annoying. How many? 3. GG, Dinzer. Surprised I got 8 out of that. Last one. See, Bushy! Last game for today. Wow. I'm not here. My brain is mush. Just there, cool. That helped a lot, actually. Come on, brain. GG. Puts me almost in the top 1,000. Okay, we have one more thing. We're gonna do a level 2 flower arena. And we're gonna do this. 5 games. I think this is... This is for the last of the dailies. Sometimes I wish I was good at playing Minesweeper no flag. But then at the same time I'm like, but then I would need to, like, it's a complete, I don't know. I've never enjoyed the additional mental strain that goes on with playing no flag. But I guess what it does is it really pushes you into a place where you have to understand, we have to be able to read the board better. So I probably should take the time to get really good at no flagging. It's one of those things where you've built up your habits and Like there's some people I know the way they type. They type really fast. They'd be able to type significantly faster if they typed correctly. But to type correctly, to learn to type correctly, they would need to slow down a lot for a while before they would catch back up to where they are typing incorrectly. And they're like, that's not worth the effort. And that's kind of how it feels to me trying to learn to be good at no flag. Is that I'm good as I am. I don't care if I would be better if I learned to play no flag, because the act, what it's going to take to learn to play no flag is not going to be as fun in the middle. And part of the thing that slows me down is the sheer amount of inputs it takes to play a full flag game like I do. And a lot of my mistakes come from the fact that I play full flag and make so many clicks. So many clicks. Okay. Yeah, so we do is base controller and get identifier. Okay, all of those issues have been dealt with. We don't need that anymore. Okay. So we pop into here, we take these, we pop into here. We add them there. Make them overrides. This is going to return true, because you are a base controller. And then our identifier is then going to return sure, we'll go with that. So now in the base player controller, we are then going to We have another here. We then need a T. No, Unreal Engine Dictionary. C++. Just... No, I want just map. T map. There we go. T map from F name to T script interface I player controller component, and this here is named components. So now in here, in setup input components, we'll then do also in here, if is base controller, if not is base controller, T map. Named components. Get identifier, and it's going to be component. What? What? F name reference in key. What's the problem? Your const. Tell me what the oh, son. Nah, stop. Tell me what the problem is. I don't see it. I don't. F name, get identifier. Okay, you are an F name then. F name. F name. Happy now? Happy now. So named components, we add that. We're then going to there we go. F name, base controller. So we have this. This one doesn't matter, but in other non-base controllers, other ones that return false here, non-base controllers. Yeah. Yep. The problem that I'm gonna run into here, that I'm really frustrated about, is that I can't do this. I want to replace this with something that's overwritable, that as actually like a function call, but I don't have that. They don't do that. And it annoys me. It's like Unreal enhanced input mouse position. It's like, this is what I want. Just open a new tab. Get player controller, get mouse position. Yeah, that's not useful. That's not what I want. I want callbacks. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that. And that's how it is. That's just how it is. And it's stupid. That's another thing that's just stupid in this. Oh. So now there's another interface that we need to add. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to work on this right now. What do I want? I want it to be done. I don't want to work on it, but I want it to be done. So that's the place I'm at. Win streak of 2. Bye, win streak. Bye, win streak again. Not the best. Probabilities? Anything. That's kind of. Fine. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Okay, our base gameplay code is good. Our player input controller code is good. We're going to add a new interface, add Unreal class. It's going to be an interface, and this here is going to be modular player class. So here we're going to get a T array of f name get named components equals 0 virtual void push named component f name equals 0 virtual bool pop component equals 0. This is going to return I think it's going to return false returns false when when no components left in stack. And we're going to have a T array of no base components. And then we're going to have a T script interface T stack. Real engine stack. T arrays can act like a stack. This year's then this year's then going to be component stack. Okay, and then in here, it's now going to be a public modular player. Probably get rid of all of that even. So if fold top disable We then do return is not equals 0. Is not equal to 0. We said it would returns false when no components left in the stack. Yeah. If named components dot contains name, auto equals named what? Enable. And then we do okay. T for auto We don't need this many support functions, guys. I just... Okay, so there's that. So now, we pop into here. We don't have this done yet. We have this. I changed my mind on that. Existing code is base control mode. We're not gonna pop this. This is gonna always stay set up. Actually, no, that's right. That's a thing I need to do. So, one more big chunk. If component stack num equals 0, for auto const auto component and base components enable, and we're in here it's gonna be if equals 0, it's gonna do this. Disable base component. Cool. So yeah, here for const auto base component, disable, and then component enable. Then gonna pop up into our into our tick component, and it's gonna be if not player controller or not enabled. So if not player controller or not enabled. What does this do? This moves camera cursor. Move this so some of this needs to be rejiggered. We'll think about that later. I want to play more Minesweeper. I want to play more Minesweeper. So what we have is we now have a modular control system that is based off of the blueprint. You hook up all the controls that you want as actor components in the blueprint. And we have, once again, limited the amount of functionality in the base component class. So I'm happy about that. That makes me happy. Once again, this doesn't mean that this is the right way to do things. It's the way that feels right to me. Which I have my own opinions about how games should be designed. 18! The heck is going on? RNG's is playing nice right now. That was a 50-50 right there. I just wanted to get it over with. And I lost. Lost the 50-50. So we've done what we've said we were going to do coming into this. We have modularized the control system. We're not utilizing that modularity yet. That's the next goal, is to use the modular control system. Using the modular control system, we're going to basically make a version of this that doesn't pan the camera. Except we need to be able to pan the camera. It's gonna change how we pan the camera, I suppose. So, like, one of the things that's going to go on is that for a controller, we need to be able to place so we're working on a building mode, a building interface mode, control mode. 4 in here. Of course, it would be the stupid way that there's 4 in here. So yeah, we need to create a building mode, and so that building mode, you still need to be able to pan the screen, but so like a controller needs to be able to place the item anywhere on screen. At least that's does it actually matter? Does it actually matter? No, it probably doesn't. What we really need, yeah, we're just gonna... Darn it, brain. But you made something really cool. But that's not the goal. The goal isn't to make cool stuff. The goal is to make the game work. You're gonna need it eventually, but I don't need it now. So today's been a bit of a waste of time towards this week's goal, actually. except for maybe the fact that we're gonna replace the functionality of our button clicks. So that's fine. We can replace the functionality of the button clicks using this system. That's probably the correct way to do it anyway. Mastery of 19. Wow. And 25 expert games. 80 games in PvP mode. Let's get started on these medium NGs. So part of the reason that I was doing this is that I thought I needed to change how we were handling the camera movement altogether. But I don't. It's okay if our gamepad control mode is only able to place where in the middle of the screen. That is an okay limitation because they can move the cursor to be anywhere. Like they can move the cursor to be anywhere in the map. That's fine. Yeah, they can move the cursor to be anywhere in the map, so we don't actually need that. But, okay. This here's going to be rework in player controller for input to be modular and modifiable at runtime. There we go. My leg's starting to act up just a bit, so I think I'm going to call it a day here. We have done the goal on the tin for today. Tomorrow's goal is going to be our building control mode. So like one of the big things is our rotate buttons will rotate the building instead of rotating the camera. So like there's things that we need to do to replace. Instead of free cursor, this is going to be like select button, places, building, that kind of stuff. So we have this new ghost building actor component we're gonna need to work through. It's all like this is going to be a fun bit of code to figure out. So we'll be working through this tomorrow. I'll be doing some amount of infrastructure maybe today, but this is what we're working on tomorrow is ghost building stuff. That'll get us into our building control mode. So we will be working towards that tomorrow and for the rest of this week. Once we get this in place, we kind of have an RTS. I mean, it's not a very good one, but we kind of have a full RTS at this point. So, until next time, thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.